Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube.com. It is good old MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. There will be no Michael Bullock. There's going to be no Dee Woodson here tonight. It is basically the two dudes with attitudes, or, like I like to say it, primetime wrestling has come to the Cerebral Smack Talk, ladies and gentlemen. And so hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition. And alongside the brain, Anthony Florio, I
and your
am.
host and your host of the show.
Oh, please give me a break. Don't start. It's too early. So, whatever the case may be, we're going to get right into it. And it's going to be an unbelievable show here tonight. And what an event we had. Smackdown Live from the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. The queue. And boy, the land. Holy cow, what a night we had. It started off with one of our double main events of the evening for the United States Heavyweight Championship. It was Kevin Owens going one-on-one with the reigning champion AJ Styles. And when it was all said and done, the winner of the bout and still the United States Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles. I mean, okay, this was a very good match to start off the show. This was definitely one of the top fights of the night, no doubt in my mind. I could say at least 3 stars. This was a good match. Okay, I think a lot of people are going to say that the ending was not your really good finish, which I really think was a little bit of a, I don't want to say disappointing, but it was somewhat disappointing. I think a lot of people were looking for something more awesome at the end, and I get it. It's a little bit of a letdown because a lot of people were, because this was such a highly anticipated fight, and because of the way that the match was setted for and looked through, at the end of the day, I got it. I understand it. No problem. It is what it is. So, but oh man, the match itself looks so good on paper, and to me, I thought it was really good. So for me, maybe second best fight of the night. We'll wait and see what happens. But you know, well, Anthony Floyer, I'll give it to you.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. I'm right there with you. Excuse me. Three and a quarter stars, I believe, would be the right rating for this. 21 minutes and 33 seconds of time. Solid match with a weak finish. They worked a nice pace and worked in their signature spots creatively, but the finish felt like a cop-out to continue a feud that really should have ended tonight, if I'm being honest. Owens and Styles hasn't really been hot enough to justify an extension to SummerSlam, and adding Shane McMahon to the mix just means we're even less likely to come away from their SummerSlam match feeling like anything was resolved. Hopefully, Owens gets his hands on Shane before the show and the match becomes between those two, because I think AJ Styles needs a new challenger at this point. So, yeah, at SummerSlam, we're going to get it again. AJ Styles and Kevin Owens one more time. Shane McMahon will be the special guest referee. And you know what it's like. We've seen what Shane O'Mac can do as a referee. Oh, trust me, we know. We've seen it so many times. Most notably, 1998 Survivor Series, The Deadly Game. We all know how that turned out. And then Over the Edge, 1999. We know what this guy can do as a referee. So, man, oh man. But as very good as this match was, the finish, though, yeah, that was very controversial. I hated that they had to do a controversial angle here. But Mike Chioda, who is one of the best, if not the premier referee in WWE today, who happens to know a friend of one of MF's buddies as part of his 2184 crew. I know that story from what he told me, but nonetheless, MF, I mean, this was a solid match, and Chioda gets nailed in the eye. The vision was obstructed. Kevin Owens' shoulder was up. Kyoto counted him down anyway. Styles retains the United States Heavyweight Championship. We'll get it again at SummerSlam. Shane O'Mac, the referee. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you never know. They could still get there. I mean, they could still get to the rumored match with Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. You don't know. And maybe AJ gets a new opponent at this point. Maybe the winner of the main event. Maybe somebody from the main event. I don't know. We'll see. Now that I think about it, so we'll wait and see. But for right now, second best fight of the night. Very good match, yes. But the ending, though, no. I mean, come on, SmackDown Live. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to pull a Monday Night Raw on me? Come on. This is something you'd see on Monday Night Raw, not SmackDown Live. You're supposed to be the A show. Why would the A show pull a controversial angle like that? Why would they commit an atrocity like they would here on this? Was the match great? Yes. The ending, though? I don't know, MF. That was an atrocity as far as I'm concerned.
Nah, I'll give you that.
With that being said, let's just move on.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna make an executive order here, and I'm actually gonna call this a cutout, and I'm not gonna let you handle this one, Florio. So I'm gonna let you be. Which is Aiden English versus Sami Zayn. Aiden English won the match at 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So I'm not gonna waste our time with this one. I mean, all right, fine, whatever. Aiden English gets a win on Sami Zayn, but I don't see anything about it. And then, there was a moment where Mike and Maria Kanellis did come out, said that they were in love with each other and that they love the fact that Sami lost. I mean, all right, whatever. It doesn't bother me one bit or make any type of problem for me at all. So at the end of the day, we go into the next fight of the night. Anthony, you can jump in on this one. It's our women's fight of the night, a tag team match, as it was Naomi going up against Natalya and Money in the Bank winner Carmella. Of course, Natalya, the #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's title. She'll get the opportunity at SummerSlam. Tonight, Becky Lynch and Naomi gets the victory at 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
Well, I'll tell you, MF, I got to give it about 2.25 to 2.5 stars. I mean, the women put on a quality performance in the match, and solid action throughout. I would have liked to have seen a little more, if I'm being honest. But Naomi wins with that beautiful submission, that great submission hold of hers. I love her submission move. I mean, that's the move she used to win the title at WrestleMania. When she tapped out Alexa Bliss, and now next week on SmackDown Live, Miss Money in the Bank Carmella will be going one-on-one with your, as I call it, SmackDown LED Women's Champion, Naomi, because of her LED Light Bright Championship belt, as I call it. Even though I like it a hell of a lot more than that bling bling sideshow belt. You know where I'm going with that. So, yeah. Solid match, quality bout. But the thing is, just a little too short for my liking. I wanted to see some more because, the whole women's revolution thing, we want to take that seriously. And, I mean, not the greatest effort, but it was a solid and quality effort. And Naomi with the win here, and her and Becky pick up a quality win. Of course, we know Naomi will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Natalya at SummerSlam. And MF, I'm not sure if you've been hearing the dirt sheets or if you've been on social media, like Twitter and whatnot, but WWE has maybe possibly Becky Lynch at SummerSlam going up against one of the greatest female MMA fighters of all time, and someone who we're all very high on. A young lady by the name of Chris Cyborg. Have you heard anything about that, MF? Huh?
I've heard some rumors about it. Yes, I have.
I mean, I know, knowing you like I've known you for the last 23 years, I know if they do this fight, they're gonna mark out. You're gonna freak out. I mean, because it's
Yeah, but
Becky Lynch.
Cyborg's an animal, man. Cyborg is an animal. I'm gonna be a little worried for Becky Lynch in that fight, but if they do it right, this could be an epic fight. So, no doubt about it. This
Did
could be
you
an epic match.
did you see the I sent you something on Twitter. I retweeted something I sent you on Twitter, a video of Becky Lynch at some bar in Detroit, Michigan, because the other night, Saturday night,
For the
WWE did
UFC
their
fight. Yeah.
the final event at one of our favorite venues, MF, the Joe Louis Arena. Um,
Yep.
it was the final WWE event ever held in that facility. And of course, SmackDown Live is going to be holding the very first WWE event at the brand new Little Caesars Arena. And it happens to be SmackDown Live exclusive this time around. It was Raw exclusive last year, but SmackDown Live gets it. I can't believe it. First, you guys get the Elimination Chamber, and now they're getting Hell in a Cell on October 8th. Good grief. Oh, but nonetheless, that's a big coup for SmackDown Live. I mean, to have Hell in a Cell, the very first WWE event ever held at the brand new Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. But anyways, video of Becky Lynch watching UFC 214, and she was right there, and she basically called Chris Cyborg out. I hope you saw that video, MF, that I sent you. So 2.25, 2.5 stars. That's my thought on the bout. So MF, your thoughts on the bout, and feel free if you want to share any thoughts about what I just mentioned about possibly Becky and Cyborg in that little video I sent you.
Well, I haven't seen the video, so I'm gonna admit that. However, the match was good. I'll give it the 2.5 stars. I'll meet you there with that. This is definitely a solid fight. I think it would have been a little more better. Like you said, it needed a little more time. 5.5 minutes is not a lot of time. I think if you would have given them maybe 7, 8 minutes, I would have been satisfied with that. But I mean, for what it was worth, it was definitely a solid fight. Nothing bad to say. So we're just gonna move on. And the next fight we had was Chad Gable going one-on-one with Rusev. Rusev wins the match at 8 minutes and 32 seconds. This was actually not bad. I actually was pleasantly surprised with this one. I was thinking, this is going to be a boring fight. This is going to be, this was going to be a boring la fight or whatever you want to call it. And this turned out to be not bad. This was pretty good. Rusev then demanded an opponent for Summerslam, wanted somebody to challenge him. Rusev Mutria, Murushe Mashka. Well, you ran into somebody. You wanted someone. Oh, boy, did you get someone. You got yourself a Viper to deal with. Randy Orton took the fight. Randy Orton versus Rusev at SummerSlam? Okay, Barclay, shut up and take my money right now. I'm definitely down for this. I like this. I don't ever think Rusev and Orton has ever fought against each other. I think this is a first-time battle. I don't ever remember the two men fighting each other before, Florio. Maybe on a Raw, never on a pay-per-view.
No.
This is first time ever.
Me being the professor of this show, I don't ever recall Randy Orton and Rusev ever squaring off. I believe this would be a first time ever.
What have you always said? Fresh face rivalries, fresh face looks. How about this? Rusev and Orton at SummerSlam. I like it.
I do too. So I guess you're throwing it to me.
Yeah. I'll give the fight itself about 2 to 2.25 stars, just to give you a heads up.
Okay. You know me being the professor of this show, I had to go and look this up, and Randy Orton and Rusev, they've kind of met before. Technically, well, not in a one-on-one match, but on a Monday Night Raw a couple of years ago. I don't know the exact date, I want to say it was August the 4th of 2015. It was a 6-man tag team match. Randy Orton teaming with John Cena and Cesaro. And they went up against Kevin Owens, Sheamus, and Rusev. Yeah, that was just about 2 years ago. If I have the date right, I don't know if this is the right date or not, but they have met on a Monday Night Raw as part of a 6-man tag team match. Never before in a singles bout. So that's that's in case anybody's wondering if Randy Orton and Rusev have ever battled it out before. But as far as this match is concerned, MF, I'm going to do you one better. This was the sleeper fight of the night. Going into this, I said to myself, I'm sorry, I have no desire to see this whatsoever. I think Rusev's going to probably squash him like a bug in like 2 to 3 minutes. They got 8.5 minutes here, folks. 8 minutes and 32 seconds to be exact. I'm going to give this a solid 2.5 to 3 stars and say number 3 fight of the night. I enjoyed Gable and Rusev quite a bit. They didn't make the entire match about the size discrepancy, but still managed to show that it was a problem that Gable had to overcome. He came up short, but still looked like there were moments that he could have put Rusev away had he gotten a break. And now, for the first time ever, we're going to see Randy Orton versus Rusev at Summerslam. MF's down with it. I'm down with it. Believe it or not, there are actually some that actually have no desire to see this bout either. This one guy says Orton and Rusev doesn't thrill me. I don't think they are going to book Rusev strongly, and he would have preferred Randy Orton to simply go away for a while, especially after that title feud with Jinder Mahal. He says Rusev is too good to be the guy to try to really rehabilitate Orton's tired character. Okay, tired character, huh? I don't see how he's a tired character. I mean, he looked fine to me. But nonetheless, you can't please everybody, as I always say. And as my dad always says, he always said that too. But that's where I got it from. But anywho, excuse me. Randy Orton versus Rusev, fresh match. I mean, MF knows I've been belly aching for how long, MF? To see a fresh match, a fresh, main event quality match at SummerSlam or any pay-per-view for that matter. But nonetheless, we're going to get it. Randy Orton, Rusev. I'm surprised MF didn't say, okay, WWE Network, just take my money now. Well, you said it for the Barclays. I'm surprised you didn't use the WWE Network reference there, MF. But nonetheless, looking forward to Orton and Rusev. I mean, there's some of you naysayers out there who don't have the desire to see this match. Like we always say here on the Wrestling Forum or whatever show it is, just give it a chance. That's all. Give it a chance. Simple as that. So that's really all I can say on that. So 2.5 to 3 stars, number 3 fight of the night, and for me. Oh, well, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, you kind of muted your mic beforehand, but that's all right because it's time. We're getting into the main event of the evening: Shinsuke Nakamura versus John Cena match. The match that everybody's been waiting for since they announced it last week. Fight gets to fight Jinder Mahal at the main event of SummerSlam for the WWE title. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the bout and the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship and a man that will fight Jinder Mahal, the artist normally known as Shinsuke Nakamura. He beats John Cena in about 19 minutes and 44 seconds, an almost 20-minute match. Oh my God, can you believe it? Nakamura goes to SummerSlam and he gets to fight for the gold. It's not going to be Super Cena after all. Anthony Florio, What is there to say? Nakamura wins.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. I mean, what else is there to say? As soon as referee Dan Engler's hand hit the mat for the 3 count, I swear, I heard a loud yes from Seekonk, Massachusetts, because I know you were probably just getting out of your work at that point, MF. I swear, I heard a loud yes, and I swear it was coming from you, because I know how badly you wanted to see Shinsuke Nakamura get that big moment, and he got it. Whoa, are you kidding me? Shinsuke Nakamura does the impossible and beats John Cena clean? He beat him clean. He didn't need no distraction. He didn't need no nefarious means. John Cena put Shinsuke Nakamura over cleanly. Do I have to spell it out for you? CLEAN. Clean. What? That's respect right there, folks. I think Cena's got respect for Nakamura. Wow. Are you kidding? Holy cow, are you kidding? I got to throw that in there for you, MF. 3.5 to 4 stars. This was the fight of the night. Cena did look to be quite stiff after the match. He wasn't moving his neck and was clearly in some pain despite finishing the match and the post-match activities. I sincerely hope he's okay, and a stiff neck is the worst of it. As that suplex landing, that exploder suplex was brutal and could have led to a concussion or a neck injury, especially for someone of Cena's size and bulk. If Cena isn't hurt at SummerSlam, maybe John Cena goes up maybe against Baron Corbin, perhaps, since Corbin needs something to do and Cena needs something to do now that Nakamura's in the title picture. Given the players on the table, this feels somewhat weak. I mean, maybe they're saving the stronger feud for WrestleMania. But Nakamura and Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. We'll get into that in a minute. But Cena and Corbin could be a lot of fun from a promo standpoint. But I'm not sure how their styles will mesh in the ring. It does have the potential to be a little clunky, though. But we'll see what happens. So the big question here is this. Will they continue the reign of the modern-day Maharaja at SummerSlam? I mean, the rumor is that they wanted to have Mahal hold it for a little bit, have him hold it maybe by the time. I mean, there is a rumor that WWE is planning on going to India, and they might want to have Jinder Mahal hold the belt a little longer and have Jinder as the champ going into that. I don't know. Conflicting reports. We'll see. Or are they going to, after just which would be just about 4.5 months on the main roster, when we get to SummerSlam, it'll be about 4.5 months. Remember, it was Nakamura who debuted on Smackdown Live 48 hours after WrestleMania 33 to a massive pop at the new arena in Orlando. It will be just about 4.5 months by the time we get to SummerSlam. Are they actually going to strap Nakamura after just 4.5 months on the job? They've done it before. Look what they did with Brock Lesnar in 2002. That was about, 5 months on the job? And they strapped him. SummerSlam 02, the greatest SummerSlam of all time, to this day. With the way they're booking SummerSlam right now, who knows? Maybe this could end up giving it a run for its money. We'll see. You don't know. Man alive. But what is that going to be like? What is that going to be like, MF? I mean, MF, just picture this. You and me on commentary. Nakamura challenging for the richest prize in all of World Wrestling Entertainment. What is that crowd in Brooklyn going to be like when he makes that entrance? You thought this was the biggest match of his career and the biggest win of his career? It could lead to an even bigger win if they strap him at SummerSlam. Just think about it, MF. Thinking about it? I know you're thinking about it. I know MF's going to be hoping that the scheduling gods at his work give him the time so he can be a part of this. because I know this is something he wants to see very badly. MF knows way more about Shinsuke Nakamura than I ever will, because he's followed him from New Japan and the whole 9 yards, and I know. I remember, MF. I remember you said it on this show. You had a tear in your eye when Nakamura made his debut on SmackDown Live after WrestleMania. I can only imagine what you're going to do if Nakamura gets strapped at SummerSlam. I can only imagine.
I would probably be at a loss for words.
You? No. But anyways, 3.5 to 4 stars. This, to me, the fight of the night. It lived up to the billing. I really wanted this to be a 5-star, but 3.5 to 4, that ain't too shabby. Fight of the night, no doubt about it. A show of respect by Cena and Nakamura afterwards. The heel in me was screaming, heel turn, turn on him. But no, he, of course, Super Cena wouldn't do that. You know they're never going to touch him. No way. So, anyways, 3.5 to 4 stars. And now it's down to SummerSlam, biggest match of his career. MF, just think about it. 19 nights from now, could your boy, one of your personal favorites, could the King of Strong Style get strapped at the biggest party of the summer? Holy crap.
Anything is possible. Yeah, anything is possible in WWE. And I'll say this. Baron Corbin is going to become an influential player. And after what he has done tonight, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I think Cena is going to fight Corbin, and you got Jinder Mahal now with Nakamura going into SummerSlam. What is that going to feel like? And Shinsuke's been in mega fights in his career. He's fought against guys. You know, he's even fought against Brock Lesnar in New Japan. And he's fought for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship of the World. And as a matter of fact, he beat Brock Lesnar to become the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, which was the only time that he did that in his career. He's won the belt 3 times. He's a 5-time Intercontinental Champion in that promotion in New Japan. This is his first ever WWE Championship match. He has never been, like you said, 4.5 months. And, you know, there was rumors that if Cena did not do what he did at WrestleMania, if they would have gone with the original plan with Cena versus Taker at WrestleMania, we actually would have saw Nakamura on the main roster even sooner. Because the original plan, and now I'm going to quote you on this, was that he was actually supposed to fight The Miz at WrestleMania and become the Intercontinental Champion. Now, the story behind that was that The Miz and Daniel Bryan were going to continue to go that back and forth, the War of the Words and the whole 9 yards, and that basically Miz was going to challenge Daniel Bryan to a fight. Now, many people know the medical doctors were not going to clear Daniel Bryan to fight one-on-one. So basically, Daniel Bryan would have to be forced to select somebody. He was going to choose Nakamura. Nakamura was going to be introduced at WrestleMania, at the Citrus Bowl or Camping World Stadium in Orlando that night. That was going to be his debut. And that he was going to become the Intercontinental Champion on that night as well. Welcome Shinsuke Nakamura to the main roster. But this is even better. 4.5 months in, and he got the torch passed. He got the torch from John Cena as now the face of SmackDown Live, and he, the almighty, the man who is referred as a combination of Freddie Mercury, of Michael Jackson, and as one of the baddest sons of you-know-whats in the world today, the king of the strong style, the master of the Kinshasa, is now the #1 contender for the WWE title. 4 to 4.25 stars. I'm going to say it. This was an amazing show. For me, 7.5 out of 10. I gotta be very technical because there was a couple of fights that didn't really tickle our fancy, but the women's tag team fight, all right, not bad. You had a decent fight with Rusev and Chad Gable, and the two main events were actually, they delivered for the most part. So for me, I got nothing bad to say. I'll give this about 7.5 out of 10. 7 to 7.5 out of 10 is probably the best way to go. So give it to you. What did you think about the show?
I'm right there with you, MF. I'm actually going to go just a smidge higher, believe it or not. I'm actually going to give this between 7.5 and 8 out of 10. I mean, both main events delivered, absolutely. Even with that controversial finish, which I felt was a trifle unnecessary, if I'm going to be real honest. And then he threw in a sleeper fight of the night and a surprisingly very good match with Rusev and Chad Gable. A match that I personally had no desire to see whatsoever. And then when I saw the match and the way it turned out, I was like, oh my, this was awesome. This was really good. Surprise. Pleasant surprise. So those 3 fights delivered. The women's match was solid. Solid, but not overly spectacular. I'll give it that. Quality bout. And then you had the match with English and Zayn, which was the worst fight of the night. But let's not forget, that's the biggest win, the biggest singles win for Aiden English yet, because he beat Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, well known for his work in ROH, former NXT champion, the man whose singing voice is as beautiful and golden as Robert Goulet and Luciano Pavarotti, picked up the biggest singles win of his career. That's as far as I'm concerned, because of the body of work and the caliber of Sami Zayn. So that's just a little side comment there. So yeah, other than that meh fight and that meh Breezango angle and the controversial finish also played into that rating. If it wasn't for that controversial finish to Styles and Owens, and if that had been a little bit better, then we would have been talking maybe 8.5 to 9. But I'm just about with MF, 7.5 to 8 out of 10. That's my rating for this edition of SmackDown Live. And don't forget, next week, Naomi and Carmella are going to go one-on-one. You might want to keep an eye on Miss Money in the Bank, if you know what I mean. So get ready, Toronto. It's going to be a double week. Both Raw and SmackDown Live are going to be at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Not 1, but 2 nights of Bizarro Land, as Jerry the King Lawler eloquently put it at SummerSlam 2004. I remember, and I know MF remembered. He brought it up last night on Ridiculously Raw. So get ready, MF. It's not just one night we're going to be in Bizarro Land. No, we're going to be two-fering in Bizarro Land. What's it going to be like for both Raw and SmackDown Live next week? Picture it. 7.5, 8 out of 10. And without any further ado, it's time for MF's Mikey's Mindset. So MF, I know you got Lucha Underground. Is there anything other than Lucha Underground? Because I really want to know.
Unfortunately, not much tonight. I only got Lucha Underground to work with here. So what we did have, Anthony, was the continuation of the Dario Cueto Cup second round matches, the completion of the second round matches, which gives us the opportunity. It basically will narrow the field down, and we will at that point have literally our quarter final matches all set it up. So in the first fight, it was Tejano versus the Mac. The winner of the bout was Tejano. He moves on to the quarters. Very good match. Very good match. I really enjoyed it. I really liked this one. Good back and forth pace. Nothing bad to say about this one. And so we're just going to move on. The next fight we had was Pentagon Dark versus Drago. Pentagon Dark moves on to the quarterfinals. That completes the quarterfinal, the second round, and our final 8 in the tournament is Jeremiah Crane, the man of 1,000 deaths, Mil Muertes, with the lovely Katrina Phoenix, Pindar, who's along with Cabra Moon, Dante Fox, Prince Puma, Tejano, and Pentagon Dark Zero Miedo, who has no fear, and the man who's actually not afraid to break people's arms either, man. I mean, that was, he broke Drago's arm, just to let you folks know. And in our main event of the evening, it was Rey Mysterio Jr. versus PJ Black. Ray gets the big victory. Booyaka, booyaka. The 619 Master gets it again. Pretty good show. I got to give this about a 7 out of 10. I really liked it. So, like I said, coming up on the next Lucha Underground, which is actually tomorrow, this is when the quarter-final matches begin. So now I don't know how the bracket's laid out. I don't know what it's going to look like. However, you will see all competitors compete. I do believe this might be a 4-fight card. So this entire night will be basically all about the quarter finals of the Dario Cueto Cup. And then in a couple of weeks, and then the next week, we'll have the semifinals. Then the final episode, then the episode after that is the final. And the winner of that will get to face Johnny Mundo for the Lucha Underground World Title at Ultimo Lucha 3, and it is right around the corner. It is very close. We're getting closer and closer to Ultimo Lucha 3, man. And when we do, whoo-wee, it is going to be something else. So, unfortunately, guys, that's it. I got nothing else for the night. So, we are going to end it right here. Anthony Florio, this was a fun evening as always. And, you know, you got something to say, Florio?
No, I was just going to say, it just came to my mind. The last time SmackDown Live was in Cleveland, it was just us running that show. And go figure, it's in Cleveland. It's just us again.
And we did it again. Yeah, we did it again. So, as many of you guys knows, coming up is, yes, another edition of Strictly Sports, and we definitely have a lot to talk about on this next episode on Friday night. And yes, the one highlight, I know a lot of people's been talking about it, the outrage segment. Apparently they are definitely about to be feasting over the fact about Michael Bullock. Basically what happened was after, and I'm going to say this, after the news broke out of what happened with the LeVar Ball situation, basically it was we had to duck and cover for it. We literally had to duck and cover because Bullock went ballistic. He wanted it. He was threatening the producers. He wanted this. He was like, I've had it. I've waited long enough. I've been waiting for a while to get my hands on this thing. I want this. I want an outrage on this. They gave in. They were like, okay, Bullock, it's yours. You can go phenom on it. So that's going to be one of the big main events of the evening. Outrage. And let me tell you, he's going to blow off some steam. He already says he's got a few choice words coming up. So look out. Rob Nankovich did retire from the New England Patriots a couple of days ago. We'll get into that. Changes with the Cleveland Cavaliers along with the new general manager. We'll talk about that. And also Derrick Rose signing a 1-year deal with them. We got a lot to talk about with the Major League Baseball trading deadline. Yankee fans were thrilled. Red Sox fans were thrilled. Houston Astros fans, Not so much. They were not so happy. Even LA Dodger fans, you guys have a right to be celebrating. You guys pulled off quite a last minute deal, to say the very least. Of course, the outrage segment, I got my little UFC recap, and I know a lot of people's wondering what was my thoughts about what I saw with Jon Jones winning the belt over Daniel Cormier, and then the challenge where Jon Jones open challenged Brock Lesnar. I just saw the fight. I got a lot to talk about with that one. And then, of course, as always, our Major League Baseball power rankings to end the show. And then August 11th, just to give you a heads up, it's the final live, the finale of Strictly Sports for the season. We get to cover all of our we do a preview on the college football, Notre Dame, and the major conferences, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC, and maybe we might even tip our hand on who we might think goes to the college football playoff. I don't think we will, but we might. Who knows? Whatever. And then, of course, for the last time this season, the Major League Baseball Power Rankings. That's on August 11th, so hold on to that. We still got a big show coming up on Friday night. That's hosted by Anthony Florio on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. So until then, for Anthony Florio, I'm Michael Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody, and so long for now. We'll see you guys on Friday.